The coronavirus pandemic brought the country to a standstill.
It was 2 months before we could cautiously open up, and we're still not getting much business. A lot of restaurants, like 30%, just couldn't recover and ended up closing their doors for good.
During the shutdown, the stock market dropped by 1/3, and 36 million Americans were out of work. The financial toll hit minorities and women especially hard.
I think this is a wake-up call. We need to make some changes to avoid something like this in the future.
At both the local and national level, how should we rebuild the economy after the pandemic?
Too many people will suffer if we just let this play out on its own. We should be putting money where it's needed to get businesses up and hiring and to keep people afloat while they're off work.
The government could start programs that put people to work right away, building roads, fixing bridges.
And unemployment should be available to everyone, including part-time and self-employed workers. We all need to be able to pay our bills until we're working again.
But with states and the federal government already overloaded with debt, is this the best time to take on work programs?
And if unemployment benefits are too high, will people take their time going back to work?
Those are trade-offs to consider.
Some of us were able to work from home during the pandemic. Almost everyone drove less and generated less pollution.
It showed us how important technology and science are to our economy and our health. We should use this opportunity to create smarter, cleaner economies.
Maybe employers should make it easier for more people to work from home.
And the country could invest in high-speed internet, especially in rural and minority neighborhoods. And if our schools focus more on science and technology, we'd be better prepared to take on future problems, whether they're pandemics or climate change.
Unfortunately, cutting back on commuting and business travel would destroy a lot of businesses, like restaurants and transportation, that employ millions of people.
Adding more high-speed internet would be good, but who would end up paying for it?
And putting more resources into teaching science and technology would come at the expense of other educational areas that are equally important. Is that a reasonable trade-off?
The pandemic showed us how much we depend on things like masks and medical supplies that are made overseas. Free trade has seriously damaged U.S. manufacturing. It sent jobs to other countries and brought wages down here. We could put tariffs on imported products.
Or offer tax breaks and bring manufacturing back to the U.S. And cities and towns should buy local whenever they can.
Reducing the number of immigrants we accept would leave more jobs for U.S. citizens.
But a lot of American companies depend on international trade and exports, and tariffs could get us into trade wars.
The truth is, reducing immigration would leave a lot of industries like farming and hospitality without enough workers. It would also change the diverse character of our country.
Those are all serious drawbacks.
As our economy recovers from the pandemic of 2020, we have a lot of choices to make.
And like with most things, choices come with drawbacks and trade-offs that we need to consider.
The answers aren't going to be simple, so let's start talking.